Good morning, traders. Hope you had a blessed evening. Not much showing up this morning on the scans. We'll see where it goes. Hopefully we'll get something this morning better than yesterday. Good morning to everyone on YouTube and Discord. So yesterday was a very low volume day. I want you to write this on your calendar that from Christmas to New Year's is a very slow week. A lot of people take off this whole week from Christmas till the 2nd of the new year. Volume is really low in the market. Just like yesterday, if you tried to buy a stock, it didn't go very far before it pulled back. Be aware that this will probably be going on all week. We don't have enough buyers in the market. That's the problem. It's hard to get fills. I've got burned on a fill yesterday. Ended up costing me a couple of $100. I made it up on a different stock, but luckily I ended the day green, but with very little profit. So I sit on my hands the rest of the day. So be careful, even though we do these beautiful pullbacks, there's a chance that it may not happen because we don't have buyer support. Robert, all I did was break out that code. So you have the 50-minute scan that we use at pre-market. Well, it was programmed into the scan, so I pulled it out of the scan so that you can use it you can either do this 5-minute, this is the 30-minute, or you can do the 50-minute. It's a choice. Or if you don't want to load the other Momo, all you have to do is go to edit the formula and change this to 5 minutes, and you'll have the 50-minute scan. Just remember, this is multiplied by 10, so whatever your number you put it on, you can change it to a 5-minute if you want. So if I do that, it's going to get a longer line up there because it's looking back further. Of course, I got to sort by it first. So you can either load it as 2 columns or you can just change from 3 minutes to 5 minutes on the 30-minute one. So however long you want this column to look back, you can change it on the time. I leave it on the 3 minutes because that's what we use for pre-market. There's no sense in looking back 50 minutes. But on regular market session, you may want to look back 50 minutes. Just remember that each minute you move it up, it's multiplied by 10. So let's make sure if you do a trade this morning, and I've gone back to the V4 here. I'm going to stick with it while I'm testing that swing line. Just make sure you give it a candle or so. Let's make sure it's going to take off before you click the buy button. Yesterday when I bought the stock, I got a bad fill. Plus I didn't wait on that second candle, so it's kind of on me. You can see this red column, it's not looking good this morning. When you don't have a bunch of buyers, it's hard to get a good entry on a price. Somebody has to be willing to sell what you're trying to buy. And when you get out, somebody has to be willing to buy what you're trying to sell. And if we don't have the volume, then we're going to have trouble getting in and getting out of stocks. This week in particular is the worst of the year, in my opinion. It's always been like this between Christmas and New Year's. I'm not getting sing. I guess I'll type it in. Already moving up. Good luck, everybody. Be careful. As I said, make sure you get enough volume in this stock. Nice rise. Let's see if we can get a pullback on it. Looks like that's a resistance level previously set. If you're new here, this is that level I'm talking about back over here. If you're new here, I'll do a walkthrough in just a few minutes, let you know what we got going on. Let's see if it happens. Should be a pullback here. It is. Going to mark the bottom of this red candle. That's always the entry point. This one is the resistance line. It could not get any higher than this. This one's pulling back. It'll be the support level if it stops pulling back, and that's the entry level. We need this red candle to close. If it doesn't close and it gets a long wick on the bottom, chances are they're going to drive it up even higher. So you always want to plan your entry on this pullback. If you chase this green candle, you're now in the hole. That's why we don't want to do that. Now we're on the second red candle. Now we got to concentrate on this one because it did not bounce back up. That ought to give you a warning right there that it may not bounce back up. So now we're waiting on this candle to close. Now I'll mark it if it does. Not looking real promising right now. I'm also watching the scans in case it does. We get another one up there. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be over for this one. Continuing to pull back. This is what I'm talking about. There's no follow through. There's not a lot of buyers to drive these stocks back up. Let's see if it's going to go from here. It is going back up. Nice, beautiful pullback. Had me fooled, but it would have been hard to catch the top of that candle. We're back to the no buyer support. So if you caught that little pop, good luck to you. Hopefully you got out with some profit. Looks like we're going to be channeling between support and resistance. Good job, Sonia. Good job, Trump. And you guys have faster fingers than me. I wouldn't have even chanced that one. So if you're new here, we're watching this volume spike column for any stock that starts taking off. It's going to let us know right here that stock, these numbers will increase and that stock will climb its way up to the top. Once it climbs its way to the top, we come over here and we confirm. This morning we're using the V4. This is our favorite indicator. It consists of the 5 and the 13 moving average. Once it spikes over here, we immediately check that there's lots of volume right here to get in and get out of this stock safely. If we have a crossover of these moving averages, you will see these volume spike arrows popping in to let you know buyers are on board. We don't chase green candles. We wait for pullbacks after we mark resistance and support lines, and we buy the dips. And for a great percentage of the time, they'll pop right back up higher than where they eventually stopped and reversed. So this opportunity to make this pop-up money is very high. It's 80 to 90% that it'll work. But you don't have to trust me. You can come here each morning and watch us do this over and over and over. It'll prove itself to you without me having to do that. And at 6:30, I'll do an introduction and walk you through everything. But that's the basics. We're watching for volume spike. We're looking at volume to see if there's enough volume in the stock. We're looking for that crossover and these spike arrows to come in. We also confirm the volume, the buyers are above the sellers. These are volume lines, not moving average lines. Sonia, make sure you have the amount of shares correct. Sometimes that'll change if you got a partial exit. So if you tried to get out and it only gets out with a partial shares, you need to readjust the amount of shares to get out of the rest of them. Don't think you can use flatten in pre-market. So we have hardly any volume because no buyers are there. That's why you can't get out. They should give you partial exits, though, but you got to keep an eye on what they take you out of and what you still have left. That is correct, Rick. This is the one that's in current setup. It's step number 1. Might be best just to sit on your hands until we get one that everybody's on, like the volume numbers are really flying and not just crawling. That's really the only way you're going to get in and get out. That's why I'm so consistent about watching this current bar so that this doesn't happen to anyone. This current bar, this green label, is this one candle. If it doesn't have a bunch of volume, these numbers ticking away really fast, then it's going to be hard to get in and get out. You'll get a bad fill and you'll get a bad exit. Raphael, they work with ThinkorSwim. They do not work with TradingView and other platforms. I've been looking for someone to convert everything to TradingView, but I'm not going to pay $100 a script. That would be like $30,000. Not in my book, it's not. So we are bouncing around between support and resistance. Andy, I want to stay focused on the V4. This is our number one indicator, V4 and V6. I want people to learn this indicator and then they can use the swing later if they want to. This one's more accurate at the moment because I'm still testing that swing setup. But if you already mastered it, you can use it. I'm just going to stick with the V4 in pre-market. Good job, Domingo. Kind of hard to test this week. That's why I took it back off. If the market is really bad, this may give us better information instead of relying on just the swing when the volume is this bad. So the rest of the week we'll be on V4. On another screen, I'm testing the swing indicator. It is not on this one. What you'll see is bullish and bearish up here. When this candle's strong enough, you see bullish popped in right here. It's telling you that there's activity in this candle. This is what's good about V4. You know everything that's happening. And you can see down here in the overall volume, there's more buyers than sellers in the total volume of the stock. Would I chance this candle? Absolutely not. Even though it's bullish and buyers, now the sellers came in. We already have one member having trouble getting in and getting out, so be cautious. This is the current setup from Discord. This is the one that makes everybody money. You get confirmations everywhere. Good job, Picker. I can't believe y'all are still buying it and making money. You're braver than I am. Still going up. Galactic Space Chick, you probably didn't load all of the indicators in current setup on Discord. Sonia, make sure you adjust your shares. If you sold 90 and you only have a certain amount left, make sure it's on that certain amount. Or you'll never get out if the shares you're trying to sell is not what you are currently holding. Robert, I still have them on another screen. Still going up. Good job, Sonia. Work your way out of it. This would be the fourth. This was before our market hours, but it still counts as a pullback. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. I would say the party's over. Or the risk is too high to try the fourth. Or if you're a risk taker, more power to you. That is correct, Rick. All 5 indicators to get this set up. It also gives you this volume spike and this Momo. If you already have it, you don't have to load a couple of the steps. Andy, sometimes bad news is not so bad news. If they were expecting bad news, but it's not as bad as they thought, they will rally on bad news. Now we wait on another one. But we'll continue watching this one until the next one comes. While we wait, got tongue twisted there. I'll do the walkthrough now since we're kind of slow. If you've never been here before, I'm Ricky Gaspard. I'm a guy who trades from his home office. I've been trading since 1990. I'm also a ThinkScript coder for about 15 years, and I coded all of my own scripts. One day I decided to reach out and help a lot of investors because I was making money in these last 3 years in this awful market. And a lot of them were failing and getting out of the market. So I decided to reach out and show them what I was doing. And this is what I came up with. I put it in indicators so that everyone would understand that I was watching volume spikes. And when I found a volume spike, I would look for other criteria to base my trades. And that other criteria was here. It was pullbacks. So I created the volume spike. This is if the stock is moving the slightest, it's going to get a percentage increase, and it's going to show up in this column. Over here in this column, this indicator was born off of this one, and it's looking back 30 minutes for any stock that's moving. If it moves just a little, it gets a low score. The more it moves, it gets a higher score. This morning, I'm sorting by volume spike because I want to catch them when they first start spiking. So once they spike here, we immediately confirm that we have lots of volume in this stock. It's not a certain number. It's called volume flow, and you want these numbers really ticking away. Once we confirm that, we look over here at the V4 indicator, and we confirm that we have a crossover of these two moving averages. This is the 5 EMA. This is the 13. Once they cross over, we look for bullish arrows popping in. That tells us the buyers are present. Up here, we look for bullish or bearish. Hopefully, it's bullish, and this indicator that pops in every now and then is watching this last candle on the row here. If this candle is bullish, it'll say bullish up here. Once we confirm that, we look down here. Is there more buyers or is there more sellers in the overall volume? And in this case, right now, it's more buyers. Well, we got to the point where we couldn't determine how many buyers were here, so I turned this volume into two line indicators. These are the buyers, these are the sellers. It's not really the buyers and sellers. What I did is I coded it to measure volume as the stock price was moving up and to measure volume as the stock price was moving down. That's these two lines. Right on the very end, you'll notice these lines turn up or turn down, and it lets you know if the buyers are coming back in or the sellers are coming back in. Down here in the bottom of this indicator is low volume. The higher they climb in this indicator, the higher the volume becomes. So this is a very important way to look at volume. Are the buyers overwhelming the sellers or vice versa? We always want the buyers on top if we're expecting the stock to go up. So we want the green line above the red one. And that's basically the V4. We look for a spike, and we look for this crossover of the moving averages, these arrows. Is it green? Is it green? Are the buyers above the sellers? And we make our decision to get in. You'll see me mark resistance and support levels on the chart. We don't chase green candles. We mark the high of the reversal. We wait for the pullback. And when this red candle stops, we mark support. And 80 to 90% of the time, the stock price will shoot up just like it did here and just like it did here. And that's where you make your money. Once it shoots up, you get out. You just try to get a piece of it. Don't try to ride the whole way up because you don't know where that destination is. You will leave money on the table, but you can consistently lock in profits if you don't wait for red candles. So pull back, mark the support and resistance levels, wait for the pop, and you try to get in on the support level, but you need confirmation. Don't just pop the buy button, because sometimes it'll give you a green candle, pull right back into a red one and go below your support level. You have to be very cautious. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, I'll put it down in the link in the chat box there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Everything is free. I operate on donations only, and they're not mandatory. If you want to donate, you can hit the dollar sign down there where you type in the chat, hit super chat, and select the amount you want to donate. And if you don't want to, that's okay as well. Also, over on our Discord, I have a Patreon link if you want to just do a monthly membership fee, which is also not mandatory. But it helps us keep the channel going for free. It helps me build indicators for free so that I can help everybody for free. So keep that in mind. Support is important. I'm in the hole, thousands of dollars doing this. It'll come back in time. I'm not worried about it, but donations will help me recover much faster. If you don't belong to our Discord, I'll put the link down here in the chat. Discord is where you will find thousands of other investors. And there are over 3,000 of them. You'll also find the scripts that are down in Discord over in Current Setup, plus many other scripts. So join our Discord, meet the other investors. Everybody's friendly. Everybody's helping each other. We have lots of support, and I thank everyone for joining in and helping me keep this going. If you know the answer to somebody's question, you're welcome to answer it. Just don't mislead them. If you don't know, let someone else answer it. And over in Discord, once you're there, head over to Start Here if you haven't never used Discord. It'll help you get through and understand which way things need to go, where you need to head, and what you need to do. To install these scripts, if you've never done it before, head over to How To Videos. Video number 8 will help you install these scripts, indicators, and labels. If you have trouble after watching the how-to videos, leave us a question over in support. Somebody will help you that knows the answer. Never trade off of my screen. My screen is sometimes delayed. Make sure you set up your own computer and trade off of your computer, and don't trade off of my advice. You can learn what I'm telling you, mark out what I'm telling you, but use your own judgment to get in and get out of these stocks. Just because I make it look easy doesn't mean it's easy, and it's not. You need to know price action, volume, what candles are, what these wicks are, what these moving averages are, what this indicator is actually doing, what the labels are doing, what the volume lines are doing. You need to know all of this before hitting that buy button. If you don't, you could get trapped and lose your money. It is much easier over here if you participate every morning in these live streams and watch me repeat over and over and over what we do. It's easy to catch on. The more you watch live streams, the easier it becomes for you. While you're over in Discord, visit our trading floor where we have Gregster and River Place Dad doing their due diligence on stocks, and they post the winners when they can find them. I sometimes sit in there with them and post a few of my own and make a few trades. Also visit our options trader channel with Bobby. He's in there for the options, asking questions. He'll give you an answer if he's not busy trading. He also holds a live stream like I do when he has enough participants if you want to get a little bit deeper into options. I thank everyone for joining us this morning as we wait on this volume spike to take off again. And if you haven't hit the like button yet, please do. That keeps my ratings up on YouTube. YouTube pushes it out there for me if the ratings stay high, and we need your help in hitting the like button. Also, comment on my videos, watch my videos on YouTube. All of this helps to pay for what I'm doing. Most important thing is that you show up at 5:55, be ready, you're set up, you're ready to pull the trigger. You don't come at 6 o'clock expecting to get in a good play if you haven't been sitting here watching the market prior to open and watching what's going on. And while I was talking, one of them always does this to me. So this would be resistance. This is what I was explaining. The price reversed. It came down to support. This red candle closed. I mark a support level. Then buyers start coming in on good market days, not this week, and they drive the price back up. We did have a good one yesterday, but not very many. I think a lot of traders' problem were they would chase these candles. They would wait for confirmation to get to the last candle and say, okay, it's going up, and boom, the red candle comes. They get out and then the stock goes up. I'm even guilty of that. Many years ago, I used to chase green candles, but chasing green candles will put you in the hole really quick. Some people are good at it, but if you're not a professional at it and you don't know what you're doing, I say don't chance it, stay away from it. Robert, whatever you have to do to get it to look like this up here. I don't know what's on your computer. I don't know what you need to delete. That's going to be on you. Sonia, did you get out of everything? Yeah, take this week. This is a good week to readjust your computer because you're not going to miss very much. So here would be resistance. Looks like it's halted, right? Did it halt on news? No, it's still moving. I'm going to mark support down here. This is where you want to consider an entry if the volume is supported, and it's not supported. You can see it's barely ticking every now and then. This is not a good sign for you to buy. We want this changing consistently, not pausing. There would be the support level. It could still go up, but man, I like a lot of volume. I like to get in and get out as soon as I hit the button, not have to wait on partial fills. Yeah, the spread is high, 247, so stay away. And I should mention that this is our bid, ask, and spread. That's the same thing that's up here that you can barely see. I made it larger because I'm partially blind. And this helps me. I've got it set to a maximum of 9 cents. So if the price between the bid and the ask is greater than 9 cents, it's going to turn red and let me know. That means don't click the button. If it's green, I'm okay to click the button. In this case, the spread is extremely high and it's red. It's way past my 9 cents, so I would avoid this stock. If you don't know what spread is, I suggest you go look it up. Get the definition. It's the difference between the bid and the ask. And we always buy on the bid. So if you were to click that button at 1,000 shares and this spread said $1 red, you're instantly in the hole $100. Because you bought it higher than what it's worth. So learn about spreads. Very important for you to learn about them to make considerable profits without paying a fee to do so. OT, the 10% rule applies to halts, not to spreads. It applies to halts. And there's rarely a halt in pre-market. Sometimes they'll halt on good news just to keep people from going crazy with them. That's about the only halt we get. We can drive stocks up in pre-market from minimal to maximum without a halt. That's what's good. We've had them go from $3.75 to $60 before, or from $4 to $14. They're rare, but they do happen. And if you're here every morning, maybe you'll catch one of those. And you'll make a tremendous profit if you're brave enough to hang on to it. It is a shock when something like that happens. Many people don't know to get in or get out or hold on or sell or buy. It's just a rocket. It just keeps going up and up and up, and you don't know where the top is. And don't ever think that you can catch that green by clicking the mouse. You're just not fast enough. I've also been guilty of that. Okay, it's green, click, and it's red. You're not good enough to call when this is going to change. You can adjust this spread level over on the gear icon if you hit Studies, Edit Studies. Click this gear icon on V4, and down here is the spread limit you can set for your preferences. Mine is set to 9 cents. Price, I use that all day long. Buy the ask, sell the bid. Sometimes I'll click join the ask, which is also a sell. If I don't care if it's still going up and I want to get out with the best profit I can get, I'll click join the ask. So buy the ask, sell the bid. If you watch the pre-market video and how-to videos, it'll show you how to set all of that up. Good morning, Jimmy. Good morning, Trader 22. AJ, use whatever numbers work for you. I find in scalping, the 5 and the 13 is a faster action. That's why I use 5 and 13 for scalping. You're only in for a few minutes. You need these crossovers to happen much faster. For just regular day trading, holding on for 5 or 10 minutes throughout the day, yes, yours would probably work efficient. Joshua, you hit the studies icon on your chart, edit studies, the gear icon, this is V4 right here. You hit the gear icon, and down here is your spread limit. I'm testing it on another monitor. I want to stick with what's working. If I continue testing in front of you, you're not going to make any money. We're going to get wrong calls. That indicator needs fine tuning, so I pulled it off and we're back to V4. This one's been fine tuned for quite some time. It's always worked really good for us, and we're going to stick with it. You're welcome. Andy, I like it too, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I tried to put an alert when the line changes from yellow to purple or purple to yellow, but it's based on the whole moving average, and I don't have access to the whole moving average code. So I'm trying to find a way around that. If I can get an alert on that line, when it changes colors, you won't have to stare at the screen so hard throughout the day. Personally, I don't like alerts. I think they're pretty annoying because I'm here watching anyway. I'm not going to spend thousands of dollars and walk away and wait for a beep. That's not really good trading, in my opinion. Andy, but the shorters love the purple line. Keep that in mind. Andy, you'll get there. Trust me, you're going to rely on this so much. You're going to learn it so well. You're going to perfect it. And before you know it, your money increases. And you start increasing your share size. And then you realize you can make a lot of money once you get good at it. But keep in mind, you can also lose a lot of money when you're dealing with large share sizes. So if you were in for 100 shares, and you have like a $20 limit that you're willing to lose, look at it this way. If you were in for 1,000 shares, that $25 would be $250 you're willing to lose. But the rewards are greater on the larger lot sizes. BLNK, Sonia says. There's no volume there, Sonia. If this number's not ticking, there's no sense in even posting it in the chat because it's not a good play. If this number's not flying, it's a waste of time. So if you're new here and you've been here for a while and you have not traded real money, start low. Start with 10 shares, 15 shares, 5 shares. See if you can make a profit before you start throwing 100 shares, 500 shares. Prove to yourself you're profitable so you don't waste your money. So if you haven't hit the like button yet on this live stream, please do so. Help me keep this going for free. Hitting that like button keeps my ratings up on YouTube. YouTube pushes it out there even more. There's 300 of us and only 132 likes. You want to pay it forward like I'm paying it forward, hit the like button for me. You're welcome, Solster. You come here every day, I will walk you through every candle that pops up. I'll explain the wicks, I'll explain the candles, the volume, the moving averages. I explain everything on this chart. It not only teaches you, it keeps my mind refreshed as well. Nora, I went back to the V4 indicator. This is our normal indicator for pre-market trading. I'm going to leave it on here and not bug y'all with the testing of the other one. Once I fine-tune the other one and I can walk you through how to use it, I'll bring it back up here. But this is the one we've been trading for a long time. Really can't beat this indicator. It's called V4. The other one is V6. They're basically the same, function the same, except for there's an extra arrow in V6. But these indicators here, V4 and V6, they will keep you on track. You just have to make sure we have the volume. Be here every morning. Listen to how it works. And you'll soon catch on, I promise. Mobile Notary, you can get out and get back in the stream, or there's a way to adjust your resolution on your screen. Maybe that will help you. It should be really clear for you. That's part of the money I spent to keep the screen clear, to be able to push out enough data so that you all have a clear screen. AJ, that means you did not read the description on the Momo scanner when you loaded it. I'll show you this time, but make sure you read descriptions. Once you get it loaded, right-click on the name, edit formula, and make sure this extended hours is checked. Do not change this 3 minutes. Right-click on the name, edit formula, check this box. I see MGAM up here, but it's not spiking. FWBI. That's the one we played earlier, isn't it? I think it is. So it's just bouncing around up here. It's not like everybody's on it. It's not like it's just now climbing. It's kind of just a continuation move. And yes, they could go up higher. You can continue to watch them. Robert, you're part of the team. You don't need my permission. You know what's right and what's wrong. You can do whatever you need to do. Sometimes it's boring, Scott. Especially this week, we're going to have quite a few boring days with low volume, nothing happening. I'm used to 2 or 3 stocks taking off. We're not getting that this week. A lot of investors took off the whole week. A lot of people still out of town till January 2nd. Volume is extremely low. It is 7 o'clock. Let's see if something happens. Usually top of the hours when news comes out. I don't think there's any news coming out today. It's a holiday week. If news comes out, it'll be rare. Maybe some buyers coming into this stock, but it'll be short-lived. Here's one coming up to the top. Watch the spread. It's already red. Don't like the way this one was trading in the past. This is a zoomed out chart, and that's all I can get out of it. It's like it's on binoculars. I can't mark it out. I don't know what's what, so this one is a risk play. Don't know why it's rising. Probably has news. Could just be somebody pumping it from another forum somewhere. And it could go to the moon. Who knows? No pullback yet. Spread is quite high. It's going crazy on the spread. Continuing to go up. Can't tell you how high it's going to go. We play pullbacks. Right now it's a guess. It's called chasing green candles, and it's very risky. Possible pullback here. Let's see what happens. Need this candle to close down. It did close. Don't know if we're going to bounce or not. Second red candle now pulling back. Probably going to bounce. I'm looking at this long wick on the bottom. I'll go ahead and mark support. It did bounce back up. Not very far, though. There's just not enough volume, not enough people interested to drive these things up. It's just getting bouncy is what I like to call it. This could have been just a pump and dump. I mean, no activity to some good activity. I'd almost have to say pump and dump. If there's news on it, I'd be surprised. It does have news, Dusty. Thank you very much. So you always should be laser focused over here, waiting on the next one to really take off and run its way up to the top. That's the ones you want to watch, not the ones that are just have a number and they're not moving. So that was our 7 o'clock play. News came out. This stock moved. Wished it would have had a past history before this happened. I'm going to sort by Mo and see if it makes a difference. Probably not, but it might. You didn't catch what I said earlier. If a stock is barely moving, it's going to get a low score, and the more it moves, the higher up the ladder it climbs. Just like this one made it all the way to the top. That's what they should all do. Back to silence. No movement. Waiting for the next stock to move. Good part about this setup is we don't have to go searching for what we want to buy. They're going to pop up here for us. No volume. Another risky play. If you get in, you may not can get out. It looks good, but there's no volume. You're going to run into trouble. Rick, we don't short in pre-market. Aren't you glad you didn't buy the green candle? Or maybe you did, and aren't you sorry you bought it? Rick, you could. It can play both directions. Just keep in mind that most of my scans are set up for going long or up, because I never go long. I just go up and then I get out. I do have a few scans that are set up for shorting. Marwander, over in TOS scans on Discord. Thank you, Bambi. It's a pleasure to put it out there. I enjoy helping people. Help them learn, help them improve. It's all about giving, not taking. It's all about the blessings, about the man upstairs. It's all about praying before you trade. I'm a Christian guy. You're going to hear it. If it wasn't for my blessings, nobody would have any of this, I promise you. You won't believe how many times I said, "Oh Lord, what do I do?" That's happened a lot in my lifetime. That's actually how this program became free. I prayed for an answer. Do I charge people, Lord, or do I help them? That prayer was answered. I was told to give it away. The blessings would come. Thank you, John. All thanks go to the Lord and Savior. He's the one that's directing this. He's leading me. Hopefully, He's leading you through me. Thank you, Robert Pro. So my rule is to cut losses fast. If you're playing this pullback and you get in and that next candle's not green, you're wrong. Get out. So if you buy the green, pop back up and it comes over and this candle turns red, immediately get out. Thank you, Rick R. That's what I hear, but it's not me, it's him. CIFR slowly crawling up. I don't like the volume on it. I'm not going to chase it. I'm not going to take a chance. This is one of those get ins and can't get out. Because it doesn't have enough volume to drive itself up there. Thank you, Warlock. Amen to that, Bob Peterson. No volume spikes, dead market. Man, when the bell rang yesterday, we had about 10 minutes of activity and it went flat. Good morning, Jimmy Noyd. Tony, you're not going to find it any faster than these indicators can pull it up for you. They have to have activity first. Nothing can tell you, hey, the stock is fixing to move if it hasn't moved already. So we catch the first movement by watching volume spikes. Take a look at Mara. Mara has no volume. It's probably running overall, but it's not running at the current moment. Bird, it's a good week to sit on your hands, wait for the volume to come back in. I got a feeling after the first of the year, probably not January 2nd, but it should soon pick up a little bit. It's a new year. People's going to want to start making profits. Tax season will be coming up. They'll want to make some money to pay those taxes. They should come back into the market, hopefully stronger than normal. Me too, Trump. Hopefully it happens. Not been too promising lately. So enjoy your coffee as we wait on the next one to pop up here in the volume spike column. Nothing's currently happening. It's going to be a slow week. Patience is key. Sometimes you'll be a little bored, but boredom pays good sometimes if you sit around and wait. Tony, if that question was for me, I'm working on an indicator, not a scan. It's on another chart. Marwan, this scan up here is the one that's just typical of ThinkorSwim. It only has the after hours code in it. This one here I hand coded, and it is also monitoring what happened in pre-market and after hours yesterday. It's including that data in this scan. So if something moved on after hours yesterday, meaning after the market closed, it's taking into consideration that movement in this one. So coded by ThinkorSwim, coded by me, but you still need to know how to set this one up. If you don't know how, you won't get good stock selections. Hollywood, that's my downfall as well as Bluebell. It's the only company I know that can kill people with salmonella disease and people begging for it to come back. Jimmy, that's because of the holiday weekend. There's not enough volume there to help you get in and get out. That's why I'm suggesting sit on your hands unless we get one that's a real rocket. DK, I don't know. I wasn't watching it. Sometimes I walk away, come back later. Especially after this live stream, I'll probably walk away for 30 minutes to an hour and then come back to it. FWBI making another run at it. Low volume. Probably not worth it. And the run's probably over. Nice green candle on FWBI. That's over $1 candle there. You would have had to chase a green candle to get it. Still going strong. Over $1, you would have had to guess it to get in it. Sometimes we miss them. Good job, Buster. See, Buster's paying attention. He's not listening to all the stuff you guys type in, and he made $1,000. If you're chatting, you're not trading. Good job, Dusty. Still going. It's retesting the high up here. Starting to get candle wicks on the top. It may break through. Nice volume right here. If you look at this volume, this is what you need to see when you're going to get into a trade or not. You want to see these numbers really moving. It's fading away now. I definitely wouldn't get in at the top here. Good job, Double Dare. If you're busy chatting, you're not concentrating hard enough. Because these things can just pop up instantly and you miss it. Good job, Trump. Right when you think the market's died, nothing's going to happen, you start chatting and you miss the next play. This happened around 7:40, 7:39. Wasn't at the top of the hour or the half hour. It was when the buyers came in. It's all about volume and price action. I'll mark this pullback, but it's probably done in my opinion. Nora, all news comes from the companies. You look over in your watch list column on your chart, you'll find news up there at the top. Let's see if we get a bounce here from 1048 to 1187. I'm not counting on it since we have no volume, but there is a possibility. I'm watching this indicator right here if the volume comes back in. Also waiting on this one up here to pop in where it says bullish. I don't think it's going to happen, though. I think the run's over. Warlock, my theory on that is spend it while it's there. Waiting on something to happen in the future may never come. Take the opportunity as they come. It's okay to miss the evening or after the bell if you've already made your money. Kind of like saving money for tomorrow. You don't know what tomorrow has. If the money's there today, spend it all. You did great, Warlock. I'm just saying if you save it, nothing may happen later. But you know what's best for you. I'm just making a comment. We're getting a silent treatment right now. Closer we get to 8 o'clock, the deader it'll become. So if you're new here, I will be taking a break at 8 o'clock for 10 minutes. That's the slowest part of pre-market. When we come back about 8:25, I will adjust the scans for market open. Bill, I get that same error depending on which indicator I'm using. I don't ever worry about it. It's not a restriction or anything. I've never even looked into it to see what it means. I just know it's a warning that something doesn't fit. But if I look at my screen, everything's on there, so I don't worry about it. Rick, if you watch video number 8 and how-to videos, it explains how to install watch list indicators. It's not done through edit studies. That may be the mistake you're making. You have to watch that video to learn how to install Watch list indicators. Calvin, it usually runs anywhere from 2 to 5 seconds. But don't trade off of my screen. Make sure you're set up on your own because my delay sometimes fluctuates. And sometimes YouTube crashes. We've experienced it all. I am Central Time. Calvin, you can base it on the seconds, though, if you have a seconds clock. You can see my seconds ticking away. They should be pretty close to your seconds. You are welcome. SLS, that would be the resistance level. Did not pop up on my chart. So thank you, Dusty. Only paying pennies, nothing to get really excited about. Always look at this column. This is 120 something, 122 to 125. So if you want to fight for 3 pennies, maybe. Could end up being a nickel or a dime or less. If you're having trouble, watch video number 8 and how-to videos. It's not that you're trying to get them working, it's that you need to install them correctly. All right, it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to take a 10-minute break here, and I shall return shortly. All right, I am back. Don't know if you guys were watching FWBI, but it's on the move again. Good job, Michael. They always fly when I'm gone. So whenever you hear me say I'm taking a break, get ready to hit the buy button. I come back and they start falling, so be aware of that too. Still going. So once they're spiking in pre-market, you should put them in a watch list and watch them all the way through pre-market because they move several times sometimes. Good job, Buster. Good job, Michael. This is what happens when you're not busy chatting and you're paying attention to what's going on. This system will make you money, but you got to concentrate on trading. I know you want to chat, have fun, communicate with other people, but you're giving up, you're forfeiting your concentration for trading. You have to be highly focused, just like a sniper, watching every move. You're not going to get very many of them. Thank you, Bill. It's a pleasure helping every one of you. I wouldn't have put this out there if it didn't work. This is how I traded before these indicators. These indicators actually helped me as well. I don't have to think as hard anymore. So everyone that has questions, it's probably best to direct them over to support unless it's just a quick fix. Quick fixes are okay in the live stream, but let's focus on trading. Let's focus on putting money in your pocket. Support can come later. And to those of you with questions, we're not avoiding you. This is a trading session. If you're new and you're just trying to get set up, you should be directing your questions over on Discord. Because the faster you get set up, the more you can come here and trade with us instead of come here to ask questions. FWBI making another push at it. That's right, it's the run up before open, so be expecting a pullback before the bell rings. So after this live stream, I'm willing to help you over in Discord, and so will others, because I'm pretty sure the market's going to die after 8:30. About 9 o'clock, we should be able to get to your questions, help you get set up, so you can participate in trading or participating watching the indicators we helped you set up until you learn what they're doing. They're actually trying to help you put money in your pocket, but you've got to be set up correctly and you've got to understand what's going on. I'll post the 2 links. You have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the main part. That's where I release all the videos. Once you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, there is a link in every video description to join our Discord. Follow those links until you are subscribed to Discord. Then head over to the how-to videos or head over to Start Here first. So all of the listings on the left are just channels, different rooms with different information. Click on them, explore Discord. Get used to Discord is the main focus. Once you are familiar with Discord, then head over to current setup and you will get all of these indicators in setup, current setup. When you load V4, you get all of this loaded automatically. Step 2 is this label. Step 3, I believe, is dominator. And then step 4 is volume spike. And step 5 is momentum. You got to load all 5 steps to get what you see on your screen. So newcomers, don't feel like we're avoiding you. Don't feel like we're being rude. It's just that we're trying to make money in the trading session, and we'll be willing to help you over on Discord after the session is over at 9:30. That's correct, Michael. 10% from the opening price, or 10% before any rally. Just be out at 8% or so if you don't want to get stuck in a halt. Kumagoo, glad to have you on board. So we're in the quiet zone until 8:30, till the bell rings. We may see this stock pull back. And the reason it pulls back is because people want to lock in their profits before the bell rings in case it's a sell-off. They want to be out and back to cash before the bell rings. Some of them will hold a few shares sometimes. Some of them don't. It all depends on you and your trading strategy. Calvin, you don't have to find me. Just leave your question over in support. If I can't get to you, somebody will. We have a lot of knowledgeable people. And you could get lucky, and I could be the one to click on your question. You can see FWBI slowly selling off. Thank you for your contribution, and it looks like I probably missed somebody, so thank both of you for your donation. It's very much appreciated, and God bless you both. Just remember, donations help me recover the money I spent to get this going. It helps us continue in the future. YouTube buys me a cup of coffee every now and then. The money's not real great over there. Just to give you an example, it's been almost 8 months and I've barely hit $1,200. Would you work for that per month? So donations really help. If you can afford it, thank you very much. If you can't, I understand. All right, we're going to change scans. I'm going to put the 50-minute scan up here. That is, if I can find it. I need to thin out some of these scans, that's for sure. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? My eyes are kind of blurry this morning. I'm having trouble seeing. Right there. We're going to put high flyers down here. I'm going to leave all stocks over here. I think we're going to stick with the momentum scanner. And we're definitely going to be watching FWBI at open. This is probably going to be the play of the day, in my opinion. It seems to be the strongest of the runners. I have all of the pre-market stocks that move charted on another screen. They are pretty much down lower. This one is the strongest one out of NKGN, CING. FWBI is the strongest. We have about 2.5 minutes to go. Good luck to everyone. Be very cautious. This column's going to get very volatile. You won't know heads for tails. Sometimes it's best to just wait till the market calms down a little bit and see what's remaining. We'll be watching FWBI into the open. Be watching for volume spikes that climb up to the top of these lists. Those are the ones that are the moving the most. So stay focused, pick the right ones. Don't chase green candles. Wait on pullbacks. Mark out your support and resistance levels so that you know what's going on. So I'm going to remove all of these lines. And we're going to mark just the high and the low. The low since our market open is what I'm going to mark, which is right back here. So at market open, if we break this pre-market high, chances are the stock's going to go up even more. If it bounces underneath this line, it means it's going to pull back. It'll be resistance. So right now it's a resistance level. If we break through at market open, it may return back down to retest it before continuing up higher. It's always good to mark your high and your low out in pre-market. That way you can make a better decision if it's going to go higher or if it's going to resist and go lower. So about 30 seconds to go. Good luck to everyone. Be careful and good luck. "15 seconds. And here we go. Be careful here when it's volatile. We don't know which direction it's going to go. It's not staying above pre-market high. Watch the dominator as well. It's looking pretty strong. All candle wicks on the top are not a good sign. The spread is high as well, so keep an eye on the spread. It's all over the place. All candle wicks on the top, not a good sign. Now pulling back. Going to retest 1371. Did not break through on that attempt. Dominators in the wrong order. We need that green dominator line to turn up. We need it to break 1371. All candle wicks on the top, not a good sign. We're probably going in backwards here. We may get a pullback, we'll see. Looks like we went into a halt on the downside. So that's where that one ended up. Hopefully I saved you. You didn't get in and lose some money. Watching for anything else climbing up here to these top levels. That's where we want to see. We want to see one really spiking at the top. CING is going up. Let's see if we can play the pullback on this one while we wait on the halt on the other one. This was another pre-market play. This is why it's important you put them in your watch list so you can watch them or chart them on another monitor. I'll mark that resistance level, see if we can get a pullback. We did not get a pullback. Going to clear the lines on the chart. My computer's running slow this morning. Tall candle wicks on the top. Waiting for it to make up its mind. Making another run for the high, or attempting to at least. Would like to see a pullback on it. Maybe we'll get one here. There we go. If it can maintain the pullback. These are just profit takers. They're not selling the stock off. Buyers are pretty strong. Pulling back, pulling back. I need a red candle down here somewhere. That candle did close. This would be the entry. It's too quick for me. It's already back up to the top. With long candle wicks on the top, that's danger. That was a fake out. Hopefully you didn't get trapped in that one. You have to be really quick for that profit. Still trying. Still not really selling off. It could still bounce unless it just drops with red candles, which it appears it's going to do. It could recover from that though. Tall wicks on the bottom. It's really undecided. That's an undecided candle there when you got wicks on the top and the bottom. Can't make up its mind. I'm still watching FWBI. It's over in a halt still. Don't know what seeing is going to do here. It's really undecided. Going to remove the lower line. Going to go back to FWBI. I think it's going to come out of a halt here soon. Let's see where we end up. Watch the spread on resumption. It's going to be very important. You don't overpay if you get into this stock. The ING still down there at the bottom. I'm actually watching CING right here in the column. It's not spiking. Should be resuming here any minute. I'll get you in a little closer on this screen so you can actually see the activity. Must be a longer halt than normal. I don't have a resumption time with ThinkorSwim. Somebody else may know that in the chat. All right, let's keep our eye on it. It could resume here any minute. Thank you for the resumption time. Let's see what happens. May get a bounce back up, may blow the top off of 1371, or it may go down more. Who knows? It gapped down on the resumption, so be careful. It's not looking really good for FWBI. I think they're trying to crash our party. I really do. Most powerful play at pre-market becomes a failure at market open. It seems to happen more often than I prefer. Watch the dominator. You can tell by the dominator what's going on. Need the green line to turn upwards. So what we really needed was FWBI to break through the pre-market high, come back down and retest 1371 for the bounce up. We did not get that this morning. This doesn't mean that the play is over. They could be taking profits. We may get a bounce after they're through selling. So we'll continue to watch it. I'm not seeing anything else in the scans that draws my attention. So what's going to happen on this screen here, if it stops and starts moving up, I'm not going to jump in. I'm going to wait for it to come up, come back down, and retest this low before the run up. Don't just jump on the first green candle. Moving averages are in the wrong order. This white line should have been above the blue one. If we get a taller green candle here, we probably found a bottom. This is the danger candle. Don't let it fool you. This is everybody that thinks they called the bottom and they're just guessing. The bottom is the retest of this bottom. The volume is real slack on this stock, so you got to keep that in mind as well. We're still selling off. Aren't you glad you didn't buy that green candle? We're back into another halt on the downside. That's not good news. I don't think CING is going to do much anyway. It could be bouncing off a bottom, and same scenario, we want it to come back down and retest wherever that bottom is. This is that temptation candle. Don't fall for temptation. Just like the accuracy of the pullback, the accuracy of this retest is just as important. The retest is going to be wherever I put the support level. I'm going to go ahead and plant it there. Let's see if it retests and bounce. I'm not liking this here, though. This wasn't a tall enough green candle. This is a retest, though. We are above it. It is coming back down to retest it again. Looking weak. Not looking good this morning for anything, really. You look at the dominator, you can see the sellers and the buyers are pretty much equal. So this stock's probably not going very far. We don't have a good setup here. We need this moving average. We need the 5 above the 13. We need volume spike arrows coming in. We need volume. We don't have very much volume on it whatsoever. If it was a good run up, we'd have 500,000 to 1 million shares traded already, but it's not that kind of a stock. You can see we're bouncing off of support. Back to retest support level. Looks like we're going to break through it. That's loss number 2 avoided. Let's take a look at FWBI again. It's resumed. I'm going to call this a bottom here. We need a retest of this bottom. Dominators in the wrong order. We need the green line to point north. There's a retest of 956. It broke below the bottom. It's coming back up. Another temptation candle. Tall wick on the top. We need wicks on the bottom. That's what tells us the buyers are ready to take over. We don't have that. Looking better. Better, but not perfect. Still watching Dominator. I need it to turn upwards. It's slightly pointing up. Nothing else on the scans to watch, so we'll continue to watch FWBI. It's kind of looking like the party's over. Thank you, Trump, for your contribution. Greatly appreciated. God bless you. I'll give you the Discord link, but promise me you're going to subscribe to the YouTube channel as well. Helps me support the channel. Watch the commercials. I know I hate watching them too, but that's how I make a little bit of money. Domingo, you should have listened to me, bro. I walked you right through it. I'm not going to steer you wrong. You got to pay attention to what I say, and it'll save you. What I say comes from many years of trading, so I'm going to lead you the best way I can. I'm not always correct, but I'm correct a lot of the times. In other words, I'm not perfect. I'm looking at seeing on the other chart, it is moving up. I'll go over there, take a look at it. SING slow crawling up. It's not really a lot of volume in it. Dominator lines are in the wrong order, so be careful here. The green line is pointing down. A lot of candle wicks on the top. Be aware of those. If you're going to scalp, you need really high volume. We don't need to be playing around with these 10,000, 5,000 share stocks. This is our hard-earned money. We need a lot of buyers in. That's why this week is a bad week to trade. So FWBI has lost a total of $4 since market open. It's all about reading the charts. If you can't read a chart, you shouldn't be trading. Highly encourage you to come here and listen every morning. Watch the plays as they happen. Watch and listen to what I'm doing, what I'm calling out. I can save you a few dollars as well as make you a few dollars. It's not a number on volume, it's flow. How fast is this number moving? We want it moving as fast as we can get it. If it's pausing and 1,000 shares come in and it's pausing for a minute and then another 500, that's the kind of stocks we don't want to play. This one's trying. I don't know if I would trust it or not, but it's trying. Dominator still in the wrong position. I mean, it is possible to chase a candle and get a little bit, but I'm not going to chase them. It ain't worth my investment. Call wick on the top of this candle. That means the sellers are still present. If you want it to go down, I can click the buy button. That will be a definite reason for it to go down. I'm not interested in it, though. Let's check FWBI again. It's out of a halt. I don't think we're going to see a great bounce out of this stock since it sold off so hard. The buyers are now scared. They're just like me and you. They don't want to get stung. So the volume is way back on this stock now. Dominator's telling you the story. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. God bless you too, brother. See you later, Robert. Thank you for joining us this morning. God bless. See you later, Dusty. God bless you. And good job on your trading. See you later, Joseph. God bless you. So you see, Dusty concentrated on trading and not question and playing around in the chat, and he walks away with $2,000. See you later, Lance. Thank you for joining us this morning. See you tomorrow. And God bless, as always. LIDR making the swings. Volume is quite low. Only 250,000 shares traded. It should be millions, okay? That's where I'm at. So the play on this stock was back here. You would have marked out resistance at this level. And you would have marked out support down here at this one for the bounce up. Now we're retesting this one. So we may bounce here for a little bit. I'm going to stay clean of it. This was a pullback. This was a pullback. This would be the third pullback. Thank you, Jimmy Noyd. Really appreciate your donation. God bless you. MNJ, I'm glad I could help you. Very important. You pay attention to what's going on. You need to learn how to tell the story of what's happening up here. If you can't tell the story, you don't need to be trading. These price action candles are telling you what they're doing. You got to pay attention to what they're doing. I don't know about everyone else, but I can't wait till this week is over. I want to move on to the new year. Glad I could help, Moon Boy. Appreciate you joining us this morning. God bless you. So it ran into resistance coming down. It cannot get above it. Thank you, Trump. Glad I could help you. We're in the black now. Look over here. There's nothing moving except for this little stock we're on, and it's not going anywhere. probably how the day's going to go. So if I were you, I would sit on your hands, save your money for pre-market. That's your better chance than sitting here all day long hoping something moves. This one's going to be a failure. That's why I like to be done with my trading when pre-market ends. Why fight the battle of millions of traders, with some of them trying to drive it down and some of them trying to drive it up, when you could play pre-market and there's not a bunch of people trying to short stocks or sell them off, and play the bounces up? It's common sense to me. Good job, Skits. Yeah, the SPY fell off a cliff. So did the Qs. So did the NASDAQ. Futures are pulling back. I'm monitoring all of that on another monitor. So I want to thank everyone who donated this morning. Really appreciate your support. And to all the Patreon subscribers, we've been having quite a few each day sign up. Thank you for helping me keep this channel free. And I really appreciate your donations. And as always, God bless you and have a happy and joyous week as we move into the new year. I think things are going to get better after the first. At least I hope so. Possible rally January 2nd, 3rd. We'll see what comes. Of course, the market hasn't been really participating no matter what good news we get, unless it's an individual stock with news that we can play. But overall, it hasn't been performing that good. It does have its up and downs, but it's more downs than ups. We have our good weeks. We have our bad months. That's how I'm looking at it. You have to be patient, wait on the good plays, wait on the best plays, so you don't lose any of your money. If you haven't joined my YouTube channel, please do so. YouTube helps pay me a little bit. Like I said earlier, I probably earned about, I don't know, $120 a month to do this. It's not a whole lot of money. Over time, the little bit counts. So if you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, do so. Watch the videos, like the videos, comment on the videos. Let me know what kind of a job I'm doing. It also helps YouTube keep my ratings up. If you haven't joined our Discord, that's where you'll find over 3,000 other investors that are on board using this system. They may not be using all of the system, but they're applying some of it to their strategy. So join our Discord. Meet other subscribers, meet other traders. You'll find all these scripts and current set up. If you don't know how to navigate Discord, go to the how-to videos and look for the Discord video. You're new to Discord totally and don't even know where the videos are, click on Start Here on the left. That'll help you a lot. Come here each morning and watch my lives. That's where you're going to learn. Watch them over and over and over till you're sick of hearing me. Once you're sick of hearing me, you've probably been here long enough and you know what's going on, and you start trading in the background and stop paying attention to the chat and start making some money. This is serious business. It's not a video game. It's not a guessing game. You got to be able to tell this story of what's happening with price action and volume. If you can't tell that story, you should not be trading. Never take my word for anything. I say sometimes here's the support level. That's where you get in. But you also need to have that feeling, not just by listening to me say it. You should be able to play this play just like I'm telling it without me. So it's very important that you learn and don't just take my word for it. Thank you, Clash. Glad I could help you. And God bless you. So I have about 10 more minutes before this live stream ends. I hope you enjoyed this morning's session. I'll be back at it the rest of the week. Starting at 5:55 is when I turn on the stream. Get set up today. Get everything in order. You don't have to trade, but if you're set up and you're watching your indicators as I'm talking you through it, it's going to help you a lot. After this stream ends, I'll take about a 30-minute break. And then I'll start answering support questions, browsing Discord, see if I can help anybody out. There'll be other members there helping you out as well if there's no stocks to trade. If somebody doesn't respond soon, that means we may be busy trading. We're not ignoring you, just that we have things to do before we can break away from trading. We're all trying to make money. A lot of us are trying to learn. A lot of us are trying to get set up. We understand that, and we'll get to you as soon as we can. And as a reminder, my scripts are copyright. All coding that I do is copyrighted. Don't take my scripts, modify them, and share them with other members. That's not how this works. Not to be rude, but if you're a coder and you want to code some scripts and you want to steal somebody's members, maybe you should consider going and start your own Discord if you're that good. If not, you can create your own scripts. Just don't use any of mine and claim it as yours. I don't think that's fair business. But you're willing to share anything that you created. That's beyond me. Even if you have tips about my indicators, send it to me. If you find something in my indicators that'll make them better and it benefits all members, I'm listening. Thank you to everyone that said thank you to me. God bless you. I don't want to sound rude about anything. I'm just talking common sense. I want everybody helping everybody, and I know that if you modified my scripts, you may think that they're better. And you're welcome to modify them for personal use. I'm just saying don't pass out your modifications to my members. Thank you, Romology, for your donation. Really appreciate you. God bless. So we do have scammers. They are not members. Remember that. I cannot block them. I can't ban them. I can't find them. They're hacked in from the outside. It's not only affecting our Discord server, it's affecting all Discord servers. They don't even have a username. They use software that duplicates somebody within that Discord, and they like to duplicate me. If it's not me, they duplicate it's me, Bob. So if I message you, there's no reason for it unless we made prior contact and I say, hey, let's take this over to a direct message. If someone direct message you just out of the blue, it's not me. We will have prior engagement before a direct message. So block them, right-click their name, block them, delete them, do whatever you have to do. Just don't respond, because if you respond, he's going to keep bugging you. They usually attack new subscribers. So if you're a new subscriber, be aware of that. I don't want you to think that it's me and they talk you out of thousands of dollars. It's a shame that I have to do this and that I have to tell you this. And it's very hateful to me that someone comes in and tries to steal money from my subscribers. Makes it even worse when I can't control it. So it's going to be up to you to take caution on these messages. Thank you, Hawa, Gregory, Hamrick, Romology. God bless you all. It is definitely going to be a quiet day. It's probably going to continue like this all day long, just waiting for something to happen. I probably won't trade much. Probably won't trade at all, to be honest. I'll save my money for pre-market tomorrow. Pre-market's currently where the money is, unless you get lucky and find one popping up on the scanner. For the next 6 hours, you'll have to do that. See you later, Sergio. God bless you. See you later, David. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. I don't think anything else is going to happen. I'm going to end the stream here. Again, thank you guys for joining. Thanks for the donations. I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Be here at 5:55 if you're not set up. I'll try to help you in just a little bit. I do have a couple of members I promised that I would make a one-on-one with to help them get set up. I haven't done that yet. And my apology, I'll get to you as soon as I can. It's been the beginning of the holiday week. I promise I'll get to you this week before next week so you can get on board and make some money with us. I'll try to get to you today if there's not too many things for me to do. And I'll send you a direct message seeing if you're available for that one-on-one call. So have a blessed day. Be safe in your trading. Don't force a play. Play the pullbacks. And as always, God bless you. I'll see you later.